And we are live.
Hello,
Woo!
everyone. Welcome to our live jam
Welcome.
session.
Yes, it took us a minute to get in, but
It's
that's
been a
okay.
journey.
Oh, technology is something. So we had to do a little switching up, but it's okay. Today, excuse me, I'm Leona Dooley,
And
and
I'm Miss Denise with the apron
and
that's on
we
backwards.
that's
And we are
are the
the
modern
Modern
home
Home Economists.
economist. And this morning, you had asked for us to get back into the kitchen, and I told everybody the other night it's kind of like Lucy and Ethel. And Lord have mercy, it really, I guess I jinxed this because it really was this morning like Lucy
It
and
has
Ethel.
been Lucy and Ethel all morning just trying to get this technology to work.
I know, but you know what? Here we are. So, Miss Denise, I guess you want to. I did a little short just to kind of go over some of the tools, but maybe we better go over those tools again just in case, just the
Okay,
things that they
okay.
need. Okay.
We can do that. And I want you to know, I use some of our refrigerator bin concepts to do that. So when we talk about the tools, look what I did. I just put everything together right there. So one of the things that we have to have, first of all, is some kind of a canner to do your water bath canning in. And I'm going to just show you, turn you this way just a little bit so that you can see I've got my electric water bath canner right here. It's one of those fancy dancy ones that I saved up for to get. But now Miss Leona has a pot. Do you want to show them your pot, Miss Leona?
Yes, I have a soup pot, and the only reason I'm not lifting is because I have water in it and the jars are in there. So it's a little heavy, but this is just a normal everyday. In fact, I think it was one of those Paula Deen soup pots, and I have water and the jars so that they could stay nice and warm. So that's going to be my canner. And when I was sharing with you all Wednesday night, I told you what I was going to do was to take a towel. I told you have plenty of towels. And so what I did was to take a kitchen towel, fold it into about fourths, and I laid it into the bottom of the can of the soup pot. And so then what happened was I just filled it up with water, made sure it was flat, and put the jars in. Fill it up about halfway, enough for the towel to get soaked, and then that way you can work with it. I'm gonna see if I can kind of bring it over easily, and because I'm working
Okay.
with some. Oh, there we go. We got it
Oh,
in.
okay,
There
yes.
it is. So you can see I've got the water, I've got the jars, and it's all set up and ready to go. Now, so we have the main thing, which is our canner, taken care of. Of course, Miss Denise is fancy, and that's okay. But
And that's okay. Like I said, I saved up a long time to get this one, but hey, babe, do me a favor before you walk off. He's trying to get out into the garage, but I just thought about something that he could bring in here. But this one is an electric water bath canner, and what this one will do is that I can put it on a setting to heat my jars. So, and that's what it's doing right now. So I washed the jars already, cleaned them up, and they are in the canner heating up. So when we're ready to put our jam in, we'll be putting hot product in the hot jars. And the other things that we need, in addition to a nice recipe or some kind of bona fide resource,
yes,
but you're going to need a scoop.
got our ladle.
Yeah, a ladle, some kind of a scoop or ladle. You're going to need a funnel.
Got funnel.
You got the funnel. You're going to need a jar lifter. And if you don't have anything else, the jar lifter really is going to be your most important safety feature. So you're not trying to get your hands down there, even with a glove on. If that's all you have, that's all you have. But your jar lifter is going to be your most safety item. Your your magnetic lid lifter.
Lid lifter. There he is.
The big one. And then a debubbler. And you can, you use around in the jar to get the bubbles out. And if you don't have this, you can use
I have
a chopstick thing.
yes.
You can use a chopstick, something like that, or some kind of a plastic thing to use it around to get the bubbles out. So if you've got a chopstick or perfect.
I have my little chopstick.
Right. So you're just going to run around the edges to get that out. And then a set of tongs. Now, I use the
for
because when I'm lifting the jar out of the hot water, I can reach in like this and pour the water out and get it out. Now, if you don't have that, and I can still smell pickle in this jar. If you don't have that, though, you can use the, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. That'll work just as fine. Yeah, because let me get this now again. That this will work just fine. So Leona, I am so glad you're showing them how they can be creative. So yeah, you put that in and you lift it out that way. Just keep in mind when you pick it up, hold it very tight and you're pouring the water back into the pot, and then you're gonna set it down on your towel like that. And we're gonna need a potato masher.
Okay.
And if you don't have a potato masher, you can just use any kind of a chopper, or you could use your food processor. Well, like if you have a food processor, what do you do?
But you can use I have an immersion blender.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I'm going to use my immersion blender.
Oh, okay, because I've got one too.
Okay.
And then of course you're gonna need a spoon.
I wasn't sure what size, so I just brought them all.
I like a one that's long enough that I can stir, and I don't end up popping, everywhere. Yeah. And notice we both have on red today.
And we didn't even plan it, guys.
No, but when I'm jamming, like when I'm jarring up things that are red or that I'm concerned about popping on my clothing and leaving spots, I will either put on something red that's close to the color of whatever I'm cooking, or I put on a dark utility apron.
All right.
And then the other thing that I like to do, is, and I got all my goodies here. So we need some kitchen towels.
Absolutely.
And in addition to the kitchen towels and things like that, you want to lay your things out so you have access to them. So I try to lay my things out the same way every time. I'll put like a towel out like that, and then I put my things where I can get to them. And then like my bands for my jars, I will also just kind of put those right there on the side.
Yeah.
Just so I can grab them. Now remember, the bands just have to be clean. They don't have to be sterile. Right. They just need to be clean. Now, let me get this little pickle jar out of the way. I can smell a pickle in it, and I did wash it. And then these are our lids. Yep. That we will put on the jars, and I put the lids in a little pot, and I will let them sit in warm water. And again, the lids are clean, but they are not necessarily sterile, because since we're going to be processing for 10 minutes, they will sterilize in there. And Miss Leona is showing you how you can pick those lids up with your little electric lifter. So you watch her, she's showing you how to do that. So how you guys doing out there? We got anybody out there watching us?
We do.
Making
We
any
do.
comments?
We've got quite a few. We've got Psalm 146. We've got Christina J. We've got KLVH. We've got Duncan Party.
Hey,
And,
TJ and everybody.
everybody's in. Thank you for being here today.
Well, I can't see any of the comments on my end, so I'm going to have to leave
Oh,
that with you.
okay.
But now, one of the things that I do is once I get everything set up, I'll just kind of push it over here, and it sets over here, and it's off camera just a little bit. But like I'll set it over here because when I'm actually jarring it up, I'll be reaching, like grabbing the jars out of here, setting them here, and pouring things that way.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, I have a few more jars and lids than I needed. I just kind of made sure that I still, had everything nice and hot anyway. So I have.
If it says make 6, if it says it'll make 6, I get 8 jars ready. Just
Absolutely.
in case. I don't know why, just in case.
So I've got all of those and they're here ready to go. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. This was not exactly the setup we had planned. You would have seen it better, but we've got everything right here. Now,
I just happened to look down at my sink, and I was soaking a placemat because I had gotten some strawberry juice on it. I wanted to get that out. I looked in the sink. My husband came in here, warmed up his lunch, and now there's a pan in the sink with some oil in it. I'm like, where did that come from? Just that quick. Going to set this on the stove to heat.
Well, that's okay. Well, guys, while Miss Denise is doing what she's doing, a thing to keep in mind. Now, I purposely, and I'm sure Miss Denise probably did this too, we pre-measured our sugar just to save a little bit of time. And I have white vinegar so that we can use that for cleaning our the tops of our jars as we go. And when it's time, we don't have to do that yet. We'll cover this back up. And I've pre-measured our black pepper. And I'm going to laugh about this because when I was reading the instructions, it said you can have 1 teaspoon if you just want a light bit of black pepper, or 1.5 to 2 teaspoons if you wanted a little heavier pepper and spicy. So I knew Miss Denise would probably go with 1.
You know I'm going with the 1/2 teaspoon, right?
Did you say 1/2 teaspoon?
Well, okay, 1 teaspoon.
Okay. Now, I also pre-measured the lemon juice. I got that ready. And I usually add 1 pat or 1 tablespoon of butter. And the reason for that is because it helps to cut down on the amount of foaming that you get when you're cooking your strawberries. So we've got all of that right there ready to go. So Miss Denise is measuring out her sugar.
5.
Now my strawberries are still a little bit frozen. I took them out, but they're still a little bit hard. How are yours?
Oh, mine are fine.
Okay.
Here's my sugar. And notice I put that plate underneath there because I didn't want to have sugar all over the counter.
Okay. One thing I didn't ask, did you put spoons in the freezer?
I did. I'll show you.
Okay.
So I dropped my nice cold spoon on the floor, so I have to get another one.
Oh, that's okay. Well,
but what I do is I take just a plain saucer and a spoon. And you know what? 3 is a good idea because when you use 1, you got some more in there. But you'll put these spoons in the freezer so that when you're ready to check to do your gel test, you've got cold spoons to do that. So I'll just set these in the freezer so they're
Okay.
ready when I'm ready.
When you're ready.
And I got a little bowl down here. So that I can assess for my 1 teaspoon.
Okay. All righty.
Looks like I need a little more.
Okay. Now, do you use coarse grind or fine?
I use the coarse grind. So
Mm-hmm.
here's my black pepper. And then we need a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, bottled lemon juice. Now, here's the thing, people. You need bottled lemon juice, not fresh lemon juice, because the problem with fresh lemon juice is that you can't really tell the acidity of it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you use the bottled lemon juice, there's a standard. So that's why you use bottled lemon juice.
Yes.
So,
the pH is just right.
Yep. And then we need 1 box of powdered pectin.
And I couldn't find the powdered, so I had to go with liquid, but the recipe's the same. So
yeah, well, I found 1 box. They had them. I found them at Kroger, and I think I was saying the other day that I found jelly jars on sale at Kroger. They were like $10 and like 50 cents or something like that. Or no, they were $11. The 1/4 pint jars were 10 something, but they were cheaper than Walmart price.
Oh, wow.
But Kroger is getting ready to do a clearance, get those things moved out.
Right.
So they had them on sale. So that worked out pretty good, I thought.
Kroger was right in there with Amazon. They were about
the
price. Okay. Now we are ready.
Now my strawberries are not crushed.
Mine are not.
But they are cut. They're for the most part. Let me get them out.
Now you can see here's one. I took the top off. So he's ready to go.
Yeah, I got them ready.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I would put them in a pot and kind of crush them as I went.
Yes.
I got my vinegar back there. Got my paper towels back there.
Uh-huh.
So I have everything ready. Oh, and I thought, just to get started, I thought what I might do is start out here.
That's a good idea. I don't have my cooktop here.
See back here.
Okay.
But when it's time for me to really get into to get it boiling, I'm going to have to move back here because that doesn't.
Not going to get fast enough. Okay. All right.
So I guess the question would be too is whether or not our people can see me when I'm back here.
Uh-huh.
I love how your kitchen, you can get yours so close up.
All right. So we'll try to get you as close as we can and keep you moving. We're kind of adjusting here in the kitchen. Now, I have my strawberries already in the pan, and Miss Denise is going to get hers in. I've turned the heat on to get them started. So our instructions say to, in a large pot, that we're going to combine our strawberries, our lemon juice, and our pectin.
Let me see you use your immersion blender. Are you using that?
I will use that in a little while. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get our sugar and stuff in first?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the lemon juice in. I'm going to also add that 1 teaspoon of butter.
Now, I've never done that before.
Well, it's kind of a old-fashioned thing, but it really does help to keep some of the foam, not all of it. It's not going to keep all of it down.
Well, I'll give it a try. What the heck? If it works?
So just a teaspoon, just a tablespoon.
A tablespoon or a teaspoon?
A tablespoon.
Okay. Okay. Got some butter in there.
Okay. And we're going to let all this get hot. Oh, let's get our pepsin in.
Get my sugar in.
Yep, that too.
This is fun. I love to cook in the kitchen with other women.
Yes, it is so much fun. And you know, I'm so glad that we've got everyone on with us today. Thank you for coming. Okay.
Now for your, you've got the liquid pectin. So when are we putting the pectin in?
You can put the pectin in when you put the lemon juice and all of that, so it can come up to temperature. And with that, the last thing we'll do is to add the sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar. Okay.
You know, I hadn't thought about using that immersion blender to help chop up the strawberries. That's a great idea.
It does. It really, it chops them up very quickly. You just kind of have to play around with how.
Well, you don't get as much air in them. Like when you put them in the food processor, like in my Vitamix, you get more air in them.
That's true. All right, so now Miss Denise's is probably going to start to bubble before mine because my strawberries are still a little frozen. But keep in mind, we do have to really watch it and keep your substance moving because you don't want anything to burn.
Oh, tell me about it.
Mm.
Girl, I was making dinner the other day, so you guys all appreciate this. I was making dinner the other day, and I was trying to learn pressure canning. So I was working on some chicken soup, and I had dinner on. And I was sauteing some squash and zucchini and eggplant for dinner. And then I had put the lid on it and then was so busy looking at the gauge on the pressure canner that I got distracted. And all of a sudden I thought, oh, shoot. Girl took the lid off. I had burnt some of the squash had burnt. Girl, I turned it off. Took them out of the pan, turned them over, picked out the burnt ones, threw them away, girl, and just went back at it. My husband didn't notice a thing. He was like, oh, baby, this is delicious.
Oh, that's too funny. You know, we have to learn how to putt and kick.
Yes. You know, this isn't getting very hot, I don't think. So So let me get this burner on so that when I'm ready, it'll be good and hot.
Yeah.
I keep getting sugar on my fingers from the spoon. So I have to keep rinsing them to get the sugar off.
Oh,
So
okay.
how are you ladies doing out there? Who out there is making jam with us? Let us know.
Let's see.
Because we put the information up early enough that they could join us.
Mm-hmm. We've got LB Com, and we've got Sheila Norris Hilson, who's with us. Hello, hello. We've got Catherine this morning. She
Hey,
said she's
Kathy.
excited to learn a new recipe this morning. Karen Pennington is here with us. She says she wants to make peach jam. And she made a peach pie yesterday, her first one. Woohoo!
You can make peach jam the same way. You just got to make sure you got, just get a good recipe. You have the right combination.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, I'm going to try the one you did because you didn't have to add any type of pectin, right? When you did your peach.
Right.
Okay.
So what I did was, here, I'll show them the book that we used, I used. So I used this book, and me and Miss Leona both have this.
I've got it.
It's in here, and it is on page.
It's on page 24.
Page 24, and it is called Summer Fruit Jam. But then they've got peach, and they've got strawberry, and they've got some other ones. And what you do is you put 2 cups, you put 2 cups of applesauce in it, and you make the applesauce, before you start everything. And then you cut up a whole lemon, cut it up, and put it into the apple mixture while you're making the applesauce. And then you either put it through a strainer or through a food mill to get out all the peelings and the seeds and all of that. So you don't have to use any pectin because you're using pectin from the apples, plus you've got the lemon. So
yes.
And that jam was so good.
I'm sure. Well, I can tell I told you the other day that I had bought the peaches to do it. And when I got ready to do it, then the peaches were gone. Somebody had slipped in here, ate the peaches. So I had I purchased new peaches yesterday. So needless to say, I'm going to have to get it done quick. Because I know those peaches will walk away.
I'm going to try my immersion blender.
All right.
And the nice thing about the immersion blender is when you look at where the blade is, it doesn't come past here. It's up there. So it doesn't cut up the bottom of your pot.
Yes.
So you notice how we got a lot of the same stuff. These are things that homemakers can certainly use in their kitchen.
All right, got it plugged in. Now I want mine just a little chunky.
Now, if you keep hearing a beep, I've got my, in case you keep hearing a beep, what I'm letting them know is that my canner is set to preheat the jars. And then once the jars are preheated, now it's ready for me to fill them. Well, I'm not ready to fill them yet. So it'll keep letting me know that the jars are hot and waiting.
Mine is hot too. sit mine off to the side because I may blitz a little bit more. But I think I've got enough at this point to keep it just a tiny bit chunky. I said I'm going to stop at this point. I don't want to over blitz.
I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the stove. This isn't heating up quick enough.
Okay. Now, while she's moving, keep this in mind. You want to keep stirring. And the thing is that you'll know you keep stirring until your sugar is dissolved. And that's kind of easy to tell because when the sugar is still in there, you can hear and feel the grittiness on the bottom of your pot. But once it's dissolved, you won't get that. So what we're going to do is that we're going to bring our substance to a rolling boil. And we're going to boil it for about a minute. Once it comes to a hard boil, and that means that it is boiling so hard that even when you stir it, it won't stop. It continues to boil. That's a hard boil.
Yeah, I can tell the difference in the heat already on this.
Okay.
I'm going to move this down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I pressure canned some green beans last night.
Did you? Girl,
Well, not last night. Let's see, today is the day before yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Yesterday morning. So it's been 24 hours so I can get them marked and ready to go on the shelf.
Okay. Well, I can't wait till our jars are all are cool and they've waited their time period so we can put our labels on them and have everything ready to go.
Moving everything over to the stove.
Now, this is also one of those projects that you cannot walk away from. And if you get sidetracked, you're going to have burnt jam. So,
Yeah.
sidetracked. Stay with it.
I'm using my potato masher.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get out my mixer, my blender again.
Okay. Now, what you'll notice as it starts to get hot, you're going to start to see foamy bubbles form.
Now, do you already have your pectin in?
Yes.
Okay. I got the powder pectin. I've got Sure Gel, and it's one my mom used to use, so I buy that. But you can get different brands too. So
yeah. Now I had Certo, CERTO,
Yes, I use that too when I use a liquid.
Yes. And to be honest with you, they both pretty much work the same way.
Yes, they do.
One is liquid and the other one is powder. Oh, this is going to be good. I've got some little chunks of strawberries.
My chunks are still too big.
It's coming up to boil slowly. And that's what you want. You're asking about how long would this last in the fridge? Well, it's supposed to last about, you really could keep it in your refrigerator probably up to 3 months. Or you could put a couple of jars in the freezer, but mine never lasts. That I put in the refrigerator never lasts that long.
It goes quickly.
It's going to go. Once it's in the refrigerator, it's going to go very quickly.
So let me just say, if you guys are planning to put jam in the freezer, if you're using jars, if you did not purchase like jelly jars for that, if you have a jar with a neck on it, then it may crack in the freezer. For example, this jar has a neck, a shoulders, and then a neck. So shoulders and a neck, whereas jelly jars are straight. There's no neck on it. They're just straight. So you want to make sure when you put jars in the freezer that they're straight so they don't crack.
Right.
Because fluid expands.
Yes.
Our science teacher can let you know our fluid expands when you freeze it.
That's true. Now, I do know that some people will put them in the freezer, but if they do that, they leave over an inch of airspace. And just like we're leaving a quarter of an inch, but if you have that neck, you're going to need the full inch. Let me see if I can bring you in. You can see our mixture boiling.
Oh, you got yours boiling already. Mine's not boiling yet. Let me get mine. Yeah.
Let it get there.
Well, the one good thing about having it on that little hot plate closer up, they could see me put things in. Right. So I'm going to get my Tecton in now as you suggested.
Okay.
Because I can smell and hear that it's probably ready to start boiling pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's interesting, all the little things that you'll notice. The smell will change, or the mixture itself changes.
So now I'm just stirring and stirring, just trying to bring it to a boil.
Now you might be wondering, well, do you have to stir it for it to come to a boil? No. The reason for stirring it, and we're using wooden spoons because we want the bottom of these wooden spoons to touch the bottom of the pot. And what it does is to keep the mixture from sticking to the bottom of the pot.
Exactly.
Because if it sticks, because of all the sugar, it will start to burn. I'm going to get a spoon so I'll have it ready for skimming off the little bit of foam that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab mine. I thought I had everything out, and I did not.
Let me show
And
you.
ladies and gents, if we have you with us, I keep putting that plate down there because when you take your spoon out and you need to set it somewhere, you want to have sticky jam all over your counter.
You can see it's boiling. You can see it's foaming.
Yes, yours is doing
So,
good.
all right. So I'm going to give it a stir because I do not want this to mess up. Not in front of you anyway. Now we need for this hard boil to go for at least 1 minute. And I'm actually going to start to take some of the foam off. Whoop. What I didn't get was a plate.
You didn't get what?
I forgot the plate for the foam.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, mine's getting ready to start to boil. Because I'm stirring it, but it's starting to boil to a point that I can't stir it down.
That's right.
So what questions do you guys have as we're doing this? You're just going to stir continuously so that it doesn't scorch, because nothing is worse than scorched jam. You don't want that. You want as long a spoon as you can, a long avoided spoon as you can, so that it's not popping up all over you. Have your jars heated and ready to go.
All right.
You got your ice spoon and saucer in the freezer, ready to go when you're ready to do your gel test. I still got a lot of big pieces in here.
Now, you know, you may not be able to get, you aren't going to be able to get every drop of foam off, but you'll get the vast majority of that foam out.
There we go. That was big.
Now, and that's even with the butter. I don't know if you can see the foam without my pouring it out, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, okay, got my plate. It is bubbling away. Okay, I can't stir it down, and it's been doing this for over a minute. And we are almost ready for the fun part. I'm going to let mine sit here for just a few minutes while Miss Denise, because she had to move.
And you know what? You don't have to wait for me though either. You know, because we're
Well,
gonna
you
be here
can-
for a minute.
Yeah. All right. So, well, while you're doing that, I'll do a few things. And
there could be somebody that's behind us, you know, that has questions about what they're trying to do too.
all right. So mine is bubbling to a point of where it won't go down, and it's been bubbling now for over a minute. I'm going to take out one of those spoons.
I'm getting a good rolling boil now.
Oh, that's good. Now,
Boil
here's our
up and
spoon.
foam up.
I'm dipping it in our mixture. What did I do with our fork? With ours? What did I do with the plate? Well, I lost the plate.
I'm going to bring this
That's
over.
okay.
You
So,
guys pray that I don't drop this into the in the.
we'll try to bring it close. You can see we've got jelly that's there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my finger down. Well, it's staying in place. Let me try it one more time. Oh, yeah, it's good. Now, the purpose for doing that is checking to see if it has boiled long enough to set up. And to be honest with you, sometimes I give mine a little over that minute of boiling.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want it to set up well.
And you know, I like loose jam if I can, not too loose, but just a little loose.
Right. Well, if you leave it at a minute, then it's going to be a little loose.
So I got a boil that I can't boil down, so I'm setting my timer for a minute.
Okay.
This is still pretty thin though.
Okay.
So you guys, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can see that's still pretty thin.
Yep.
So I definitely need to let it boil a little longer.
Need some more.
Mm-hmm.
As you're stirring, you can kind of feel as it thickens up.
Yes. You can just feel it start to have a little more resistance as you stir. So I'm going to try my gel test. Let me grab my spoon and a saucer.
All righty.
So I grabbed some. I'm going to just let it drop on here. And we'll see what happens when I look at it this way. It's still coming right back together.
Yeah.
So it's not
yet.
ready.
Nope, not yet.
And notice I got back over here quickly, so this wasn't boiling on its own. I wanted to keep stirring because when it's at this point, you want to try to stir continuously so it doesn't scorch. Are you getting yours jarred up already, Leona?
Oh, no.
Okay, I saw
haven't
from
even-
work. I saw something red, and I thought, oh, she's already getting hers in the jar. We're good.
I haven't even put the pepper in yet.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I almost forgot. I got my pepper over here.
Yeah. I'm doing a little cleanup while we're at that point where we're just waiting for it to thicken up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And you know, as you make your jam, you'll get to where you'll know how you like it. If you like it loose, if you like it firmer.
That's true.
A little bit of practice, you'll say, oh, well, I like my jam like this. And we'll be like, well, okay then.
It was funny. Yesterday, my granddaughter, I asked her what she wanted for lunch. She wanted biscuits and strawberry jam. And because I had made some earlier, but I didn't can them. And I just put them in the refrigerator. And so I gave some away and I kept some. Okay, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and put in our pepper. I'm adding about 1.5 teaspoons of pepper to mine.
While she's putting her pepper in, one of the things I like to do is I'll put it on the spoon and just kind of let it drop and see if it sheets off the spoon. But if it's just like drip, 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 I know it's not ready yet. That's a drip, drip, drip. So you got your pepper in, Leona?
Yes, the pepper's in. Oh, I love the smell.
It does smell good. Makes when you're canning, your house just smells so good.
It does.
And the pepper is the last thing we put in. We put that in last. And it doesn't make your jam spicy, but it just kind of deepens the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That strawberry flavor just shines.
All right. One more spoon. Let's see how she does this time. Well, still got a little drip. But when you run your finger down the spoon, everything stays in place. Let's do it one more time. All right, everything's in place. For those of you who are just dropping in, we're making black pepper strawberry jam. And I'm Leona Dooley, and that's Miss Denise over there at her stove.
Hello.
And we are the Modern Home Economists. And
we are preserving the summer.
Absolutely. Preserving our harvest. And you know, it's so nice to have a time where we can all gather together and do something fun. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
I put a dollop on that spoon and put the spoon back in the freezer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to see how it does when it's been in there about a minute.
Okay.
I wonder if I had more strawberries.
You might have.
Because, you know, it said about 3 pounds. And I know I bought 4 pounds. And by the time you get them all cleaned up and all that, I'm like, okay, so this is probably 3 pounds. So I might have had.
I used supposedly 2 quarts, 2 of the quart containers. Well, actually, I used two quart containers.
Yeah, I used 2 of the 2-pound containers.
Uh-huh.
So here was that second one that I did.
Okay. Oh, that looks good. It stayed in place.
Now that looks good.
That looks good.
I'll go ahead and put in my black pepper.
All right. Now, my black pepper is in. I have a jar here. I'm going to turn you so you can see. Back you up just a little bit. So we have a little bit of everything. I'm going to be filling the jars here. And I'm going to start with one that's a little larger, only because I have some that's going to be transported. Get my, there we go. Okay, now this jar one, let me get a paper towel, get some white vinegar. Just a little. Now the reason for the white vinegar is that it's going to help us clean off the tops of our jars. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to run it around the top. Let's see if I can get you a little bit closer. There we go. I'm going to run it around the top of the jar so that it's nice and clean.
Now I'm going to take my lid off of my canner, and notice I'm going to hold it away from me so the steam doesn't hit me in the face. Set the lid over there. And where is my other towel?
Okay, there's our lid there. See, I need the wide mouth for this. One of the wide mouth bands. Put that in place. And we're going to tighten it just finger tight. Not so tight that it's too tight. So I'm going to pick this up, pick it up straight, and I'm going to add it back into the canner. Okay, so that's jar one, ready to go. Okay, the next jar is going to be one of those little quarter pints. Whoop. Got a little extra there. I need a spoon. My scoop is a little, there we go. Put that over there. I want to make sure I have my quarter inch. All right, so I've got my vinegar, my towel. I'm going to clean off the top. We had a little overflow. There we go. And get one of our lids. Place it on the top. There we go. Ooh, it's popping already.
Vinegar. Not quite a quarter inch. There we go. And these jars are hot, hot, hot.
Yes.
So I already used around the jar with my debubbler to get the bubbles out. Jar lifter, or rather lid lifter. Ha! You'd have a problem trying to lift the lid with this.
Okay.
Center it on the jar. And it goes on finger tight. Whew, it's hot.
Hot.
And then we're going to put that in the canner.
And get our vinegar.
And if you get used to setting your items up the same way, then you can just kind of reach for what you need.
Okay. Now. Hot.
Whew. Hot, hot, hot.
Okay. There we go. All right, we're ready.
And the band just goes on finger tight. You just screw it until you meet resistance, and then just a little boop. And that's it. You don't crank it on. And best practice is that you fill one jar at a time.
Yes.
That way you're always making sure you're putting hot product into a hot jar.
Absolutely. All
And I
right.
use this saucer so I don't end up with jam everywhere, but you can see I'm still getting a little splash. So once we're done, I'll show you guys how I get that out.
Okay. All right, I got a couple more down in here. Hot jar. Oh, oh, oh. Got to wipe them out.
It's real easy to forget.
Oh, yeah. You get in that groove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hope I've gotten this boiled enough. It's really important that you zhuzh around the jar to get your air pockets out, because you need that so that the as the vacuum is created inside the jar, as it begins to boil in there, it'll push the air out, and then that'll help for the jar to seal. And then you want to make sure, as Miss Leona said, that we are using vinegar. You can use water, but vinegar is vinegar is probably best around the rim so that you get all the sticky off, because that can interfere with sealing as well. If you've got any residue on the rim, that can interfere with sealing. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then you just repeat.
There we go. Right.
And we have a 1/4 inch headspace.
Yes.
And then we're going to process the jam for 10 minutes. And the processing begins when it has come to a full rolling boil that you can't stir down. That's when you start your timer. So you guys going to be with us for a minute.
For a minute. Okay. One's in. Now, Miss Denise, I'm out of room in my pot.
Oh,
But
are
I
you?
still have
Okay.
jam, so I'm going to have to go ahead and fill these other jars.
Okay. I hear you. I can't wait to show you guys the green beans that I canned yesterday, pressure canned.
Ooh.
So you know Andy McGregor's been just like canning up a storm with her pressure canning.
Yes.
And I thought, I have got to learn how to do that, you know, and I have a pressure canner, which I've used twice. So I spent Saturday reviewing the instruction manual and then watching videos on what to do to pressure can and, you know, how to pressure can. I was going to start with chicken soup. So I did all of that on Saturday so that on Sunday I was ready to pressure can.
Okay.
And they turned out pretty good. I have 4 quarts
Oh, that's
of
good.
chicken soup. And the one thing I learned was, because I checked this too, is you don't put the, ooh, I almost tipped that over. It's so hot. You don't put the noodles in when you make the chicken soup, otherwise they'll be mush. You put those in when you get ready to serve it and heat it up and put it in then.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like you did when you did the pasta fagioli, you're going to put it in the freezer.
Right, right.
And we put the noodles in like a little baggie on top of those.
Mm-hmm.
That's my canner reminding me that it's ready for me to fill the jars, which we are now doing. We are filling the jars.
Okay. Top on mine. I'm going to turn it up.
How are you ladies doing with your jam? Those of you that are working with us, how are things coming for you? Let us know.
Let's see. Catherine said the pepper is a new idea for her and she's looking forward to trying it.
The first time I tried it, I thought, well, let's give it a try. And you know, you really don't notice the pepper. You just notice there's a flavor in there.
Hot.
It is hot.
There we go.
Ooh, I got too much in there on that one.
It's a good thing we had plenty of towels.
Yes. My daughter is always like, Mom, why do you have out so many dish towels? Because I always have so many towels out.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I think I might have put in more strawberries than I needed because I still have some left. So,
Yeah.
how many jars did you end up with, Fiona?
I ended up with 4 extras.
So you have 10 jars?
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5, 6, 7 and 4, 11.
Oh, okay, because I've got 8 jars in here so far, and I thought, oh, I got at least enough in here for a couple more jars. So.
Did you do both sizes? I did the little quarter jars and the half pints. Those little
I didn't get my quarter jars out yet because I thought, well, I got 8 jars. That should be fine, but
yeah,
I can see now.
the little quarter jars are so nice, especially if you want a quick gift, a little hostess gift.
So I'm going to bring you guys over and let you see this. So please, God, don't let me drop it in the canner.
Don't say that.
Honey, I was making something one time and I was trying to hold the iPad up so that I could like show down inside. Girl, drop the iPad in a pot of grits.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I got a hold of it. Can you guys see that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I dropped the iPad in a pot of grits. Do you know?
I bet that was
I
mine.
was cleaning grits out of that thing for a minute. But I tell you what. Okay, so now I've got 8 jars in here, and I don't have any other jars ready right now, so I'm going to have to get some ready. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on. And I put the lid with the vent out here so it's not up on my cabinet. Okay. I got the canner. Let me just turn this a little bit. I got the canner over here as close to the sink as I need it to be so that when I get ready to let the water out, the spigot can drain because I can't move it because it's full of hot water, so I can't move it here. So now I got to turn to processing. So I'm going to do next and set my timer. And next. Now it's going to have to heat back up to processing because I've had the lid off, letting water out. So let me get a jar.
Well, mine is bubbling.
If my husband came in here and saw me on this ladder, he'd be like, what are you doing?
I thought about that because, you know, he fussed when I was on the ladder and I'm not even his wife. He was fussing.
Like, what is she doing?
Oh. All right. So these jars are ready to go into the canner. And so they have to be processed.
Now the jars that I'm getting out are clean, because I keep them clean. When I use them, I'll clean them up and put them in the pantry.
Uh-huh.
I just always wash them again. I just have a habit. I just always wash them.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I didn't bring the bands in.
And you see we've got little strawberry spills, but that's okay.
I'll show how to clean that up in just a minute. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me just set this over here, and let me get these jars prepared, and then I'll show how to clean up that strawberry peel. Very easy way to do it so that you don't end up with strawberry stains everywhere.
Now, you all know when there's any kind of jelly, we got to have some homemade bread. So that's going over here. Oh, Miss Denise. Oh, Miss Denise.
I used your recipe. We'll have to see how it tastes. I didn't let my husband get into it. I didn't open it up, but
All right.
it went pretty good.
Yay. It's easy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. So I got that. Oh. So I keep my lids, my new lids in the cabinet in this box. So if I know that they're in here, they're new. So, and remember, they don't have to be sterile. They just have to be clean.
Clean. That's it.
Because as you process it, they will sterilize during the processing.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep saying some of the same things over and over again.
Oh, yeah. Just to remind you, because it really is important to have things really clean.
Right.
We got, I am all about very hot water. And so when I wash dishes, all the little stickiness will come off very easily.
Oh, this worked out pretty good. I ended up with one pint jar.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little bit in this little jar here, and we can eat that in a minute. So I will process this one once those come out.
Uh-huh.
This is one of my fancy jars too. I don't give that jar away this. I don't give these jars away.
No.
When I got them, they were like 4 in a set, and at the time, I can't remember. It might have been $8 or $9 or something.
Uh-huh.
But honey, these days, when you get these fancy ones that come in sets of 4. Now, one other option I could do, I could put this in the refrigerator and just use it right away too.
Right.
But I will process it. So set it over here out of the way for now. And then here's a little bit I put in this jar. Okay. So now we have a towel with strawberry jam on it.
Yes.
So this is the easiest way to clean it up. So first of all, what you want to do is take a spoon or a knife, scrape the particles off.
Okay.
Just scrape it off. There's pieces of jam on there, so you want to scrape that off.
My rolling boil is really boiling.
Well, mine is it's preheating for processing, so mine hasn't got there yet. So then once you scrape it all off, then once you've scraped it off, you turn it over backwards.
Oh. So
like.
Did you scrape it with a regular spoon?
I just used a spoon. You could use a knife. Just scrape it off with whatever. And this is the front. So then you turn it over backwards. And run it under the cold water over it so that the cold water is going through the back of the towel, pushing the jam out.
Oh. Okay. You get some cold water.
Yeah, run the cold water through it from the back so it can push the jam out. Just run it over from the back so it can push the jam out. And I can't move this canner because it's heavy. And it's hot. So.
I can tell it's getting lighter and lighter.
Yeah, it'll get a little lighter. And you can give it a little scrub, like this. You can give it a little scrub if you need to. And then after that, what you want to do.
Do you use a little Dawn power wash?
Yeah, well, I can. I don't have that right now. I'm just using regular. But you can take your dishwashing liquid, your laundry detergent, and then you're going to pour it on top of the different little stains all over the towel. All over. And then again, you're going to do some more scrubbing.
Oh, yeah. That came out instantly.
Yeah. And this is one of my good towels, so I definitely don't want strawberry jam all over it. So, you get some more scrubbing, and then I let it get wet all the way around. And I make a little dough ball. I make a little dough ball like this. And I set it in the sink and just let it sit for about an hour. And then I come back and then scrub with my hands if I need to make sure all the stain is out.
Okay. So the main thing.
A little dough ball, so let it sit for about an hour. And while this is doing its thing, I can clean up my mess.
Yes. I got everything done but the pot. No, such a white dish towel.
Say what?
I said I'm so crazy about white dish towels. I had pulled out a couple of the towels that TJ had sent to me, and I thought, no, I better use another one instead of TJ's.
Yeah. So when they talk about sheeting, see how this is kind of falling off of the spoon?
Yes.
That's what they mean.
Yep. All right. So all of that is delicious.
And that trick for the strawberries can work for just about everything but blueberry. The
Oh,
blueberry
that's
come
good.
out light. I tell you what, blueberry is hard to get out.
Yes, they are.
And I just thought I would show real quick too.
Yeah, it happens quickly.
This is a regular stovetop canner.
Okay, is that the pressure?
No. This is just a plain old stovetop water bath canner. You can get this at something like this at Walmart. You can get it on Amazon. It's probably about $40 or less. It's not a fancy dancy canner like that. It's just a plain old water bath canner. You have your lid.
I think that's like the one.
And inside you have
yeah,
rack.
that's the one I have at home.
Yeah, it's just a plain old water bath canner. You know, like our grandparents probably had that kind of like a black and white, a black and gray speckled canner. This is the more modern version of that, and you can find one for about $40 at Walmart, Amazon, you know, places like that. And you might even be able to find one at the thrift store. And this was a rack that used to be in the bottom of another pressure cooker or something. And it fits in here. So if I needed to put this down inside, another pot to can with, I can. So
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are on, if you're looking for canning supplies, I put a list down in the description box as well as links for everything. And I tried to find the best price so that, you're not out of a lot of money. Because canning, you can go extremely expensive or you can be very reasonable. So that's what we've tried to do. Now, I'm going to keep one of those jars because I know. Now, let me show you the one I did a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who was asking about if you could keep it in the refrigerator. Well, this is a jar that I had in the refrigerator. It was completely full. Actually, there were two. And as you can see, this was done July 7th of this year. And this is all that's left in that jar. That's it. So when you put your jellies and jams into the refrigerator, they're going to go quickly. They're not going to hang around. I have people eating the jelly with crackers, with toast, with bagels, with fresh made bread, and they've even had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And snack.
Absolutely. So I thought there might be a few questions. And
are there any questions in there?
Well, there might be. I thought we might answer a few questions. I had some.
Okay.
You answered
I can't
one.
see from this side, so you'll have to tell me what they are.
Okay. I kind of made up a few questions that I thought you might ask, especially those who are very, very new. So let's see if I can turn you around and answer those questions. Newbies want to know, inquiring minds want to know, do we have to sterilize the jars? No, they just have to be completely clean. That's the main thing. You want them clean. And you want to keep them washed. You can hand wash. You can put them in the dishwasher, whichever the case may be. But what we suggest that you do, and Ball suggested that you do, is to make sure that you have those jars in hot liquid before you get ready to fill them with the hot liquid. So hot liquid into hot jars. Now, we've also seen some people, I have not done it, but we've seen some people who have heated their jars in the oven and then they've taken them out. the jars are hot. So that's okay. But that's not really the best practice for processing. That's just strictly for warming up the jars. That's
And
the
you
best
know,
practice.
Leona, even talking about that, even just to warm up the jars, yeah, I guess it depends upon how high you put your oven. Because Ball does not recommend putting the jars in the oven because the
That's
jars
true.
are not meant to withstand high temperatures. So
Yeah.
I guess if you're just trying to warm up the jars, you wouldn't have it up real high.
You wouldn't have it high. No,
Yeah, you wouldn't
no.
have it.
So how do you know when your jar is sealed? Well, at the top, there's a little dimple. And number one, we're going to be listening for the ping, which is so much fun. And Miss Denise has her green beans right there. So,
Yes, I'm so proud of them.
look
But
at those.
I have 10 jars, but one of them didn't seal. So, and I thought, well, that's a good teaching method. So when you check for your seal, and you let them sit undisturbed for 12 to 24 hours. So it's been like 24 hours now. So you tap on the top and it doesn't dip or anything like that. You should be able to lift the jar by the lid if it's not really heavy. So you can do that. And you store them with the bands off. And then you can mark it with a marker and put, that information on there that way. However, Miss Leona gave us some stickers, which I don't have printed off yet. But now this one didn't seal, and I could tell right away. So I don't know if you can see it. But when you look at these, this one, the little dimple on the top is still up. This one, it is not. So when I take the lid off, the band off, there's that. And can you hear that?
Yes.
See, that little dimple in the top is going up and down.
Up and down.
Means this jar didn't seal. So this one, I'm going to dump the green beans out, flash freeze them, and then I'm going to put these in the freezer. Either that or I would need to use it right away. I can't put this one on the shelf. So when you check for the seal, you want to make sure that there's no movement in the top of it. There's no dip or anything like that. Whereas this one, you can hear.
Absolutely.
So this one's going in the refrigerator, and I'll mark those and get them put away.
Okay. Now, another thing, we said that you needed at least 1/4 of an inch headspace. And the reason for that is because you need that little 1/4 of an inch because of the fact that we want the perfect vacuum inside of that jar. When you have the perfect vacuum, then that's going to pull and allow that little dimple that's in the top of your lid to get vacuumed in. And so when it goes ping, then you know that you have a good seal. And so, and we also talked about the fact that if you're going to put some of these in the refrigerator or in the freezer, that you need to leave at least an inch, if not more, and before you put them in, because you want space for the expansion. So look at Miss Denise. She's taking her bands off.
There's a neck, there's a shoulder. I wouldn't use this jar in the freezer, or because like Miss Leona said, when it expands, talk about that, Leona. You just science.
Yes, when the liquid expands, it's going to push against the top of that jar. And if you don't have enough room, it will do one of two things. It will either push the lid totally off, or it will expand that jar to the point of where to crack and perhaps even break. So that's not something you want to happen in your freezer. So you want to be able to make sure that the seals that you're putting on your jars, that they're perfect. Now, another thing, can you vary the recipe? Okay, I'd say for me, the answer is that this is probably one of the most important questions. Go with Ball. What Ball tells you to do, and this is the book that we have. Ball is the preserving authority.
Yes.
So When Ball says only use a fourth of a cup of lemon juice, it tells you exactly how much fruit to put in, how much sugar to put in. It gives you all of the exact measurements. Try to be as exact as possible. And of course, it even tells you if you're using pectin, how much to use as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're doing a non-pectin recipe, it tells you what to use also. So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is a science experiment of such, because you have to make sure that the measurements are as near exact as possible so that you can come out with the best product.
And the thing about that book you're holding right there too,
Mm-hmm.
it will give you some suggestions on how you can vary the recipe. Like, you know, it tells you about the black pepper or some
Mm-hmm.
other things. So, and then once you become well experienced, then you can possibly think about making some kind of adaptation, but not until you've been canning for, I say at least 5 years.
Exactly.
And when you've done enough, that you used enough recipes that you know which combinations will work.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind too, everything you find online is not accurate.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And I was talking to someone the other day when I was purchasing the jars, and he was telling me that his wife does jalapeno strawberry jam. And I asked him, I said, well, we're doing black pepper. And he said, oh, she's done that too. He said, but the jalapeno is really good. He said, now it's a little spicier. But he said,
I won't be doing that.
He said it's really good, really good. And that's something that some of you may want to try. And the jalapeno variation is actually in the Ball home preserving book. So I checked that just to make sure. Another question was, how long will your canned jam last? And where should you store it? Ms. Denise, you want to hit that?
Well, I can. So let me just get the box that I have right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a look at the box, I think it says on here, it says that you can store, that it can be stored for up to 18 months, is what it says on the box, that you can store it for up to 18 months. However, you can actually store it longer than that. I think they say 18 months just to be on the safe side, to cover themselves. But you could probably have them for 3, 4, 5 years on your shelf.
That's true.
If you follow correct procedure, if you follow the process correctly, and it should be fine.
Yes, that's true. And this is another good thing about making sure that you have good jars. That has a lot to do with it, and that you process them correctly. The nice thing about the Ball box is that not only do you have instructions in the book, but you also have instructions here on the box.
I never noticed that before on the back of the box. I always looked on the side.
So I typically, once the jars are cool, everybody's pinged, everything's ready, in about 12 to 24 hours, I'll put them in a quiet place so that everything can settle. And then I'll put them back into the box.
Yeah.
And sit the whole box back on the shelf.
Right, you can set it on the shelf. But the important thing about that too, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, Leona, about putting it on the shelf. You don't want to sit another box on top of that. You don't want to sit anything on top of your jars, because you don't want to, one, interfere with the seal. And number two, if one of the seals has, let's say, failed after a period of time, well, and you got something sitting on top, you may think it's still sealed. So no, you don't stack on top of the jars.
Of the jars. That's a good thing. Good thing. That was one of those things I didn't think of. And if you're refrigerating, if you're just going to refrigerate, be sure that you label the jar so that you know when you made it, and just know you need to use that refrigerated jelly or jam at least within 2 to 3 months. And I promise you, if it's in your refrigerator, it's going to be gone.
Mine won't last that long in the fridge.
No, mine doesn't either. And if you're planning like those that I'm canning, I can hold those till Christmas. and that will be fine. I can use those as gifts. But those that I'm not canning, I know that by September, October, all of that needs to be gone if it's in the refrigerator.
And you're right about gifts. These little jars make such nice gifts. So you could say give away a combination of something like this and if you're giving away things, you can give away so many different things. Give away a nice little collection of products.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is some pear preserves that I did. So you could give away this and maybe one of this. This is cinnamon apples. And, put it in a nice little gift basket or put it in a box.
And if you're serving it with bread or giving it away with bread. Yes, my 10 minutes is up as well.
So what I'm going to do now is take my lid off and let it stand for 5 minutes. And notice I put the lid off away from me. So now I just let it stand for 5 minutes.
Now, I'm going to let mine sit for about 5 minutes. I'm going to take the jars out. I have 5 more jars that need to go in, and they'll need to process another 10 minutes.
Well, I won't cut it yet. I'll wait. I'm just going to set these to the back, but I was so proud of myself. Andy McGregor, if you're listening, you have inspired me.
Yes, I mean, Andy has been canning. Catherine's been canning.
Yeah.
Relish. And,
oh, I love making relish.
Yes. So,
and you can Waterbath can relish.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can Waterbath canning.
Well, I kind of threw that in because I thought you might talk a little bit about your class.
Oh, I can. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. I always forget, but yeah, you're right. Okay, so for those of you, thank you for reminding me. I had stuff out here so that I could do it, but then I always get to chatting and forget. So I have 2 things for you guys in regards to canning. So the first thing I have is this guide, and it is called A Beginner's Roadmap to Waterbath Canning. And it's got like 7 steps that are essential for learning how to waterbath canning. It is a free guide, and the link is in the description box, so you can sign up for that and get that. And like I said, it is free. But then I also have a course, and it is called Yes You Can, A Beginner's Guide to Waterbath Canning, that walks you through step by step how to do waterbath canning. And those links are in the description box below. And since we're talking about my goodies and Miss Leona is over there eating some bread, we should also take a look at her family favorites recipe collection. And all those links are in the description box below. So check those out. That was a minute and 54 more. All right. Okay, so now, since you're cutting your bread, I'm going to cut mine. Oh, look.
It's beautiful.
Oh, look. I'm so pleased with it. So now I'm going to cut it in half in quarters this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can slice off a piece like this and put it in the toaster. So I'm going to set this back over here. I'm getting to the point where I got stuff out all over the place. husband says I can wreck a kitchen.
Yep, I can.
He'll be like, what did you do? So I cut off a piece to put in the toaster.
Oh, you got your toaster.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And this was like at the bottom of the pan, and I just kind of put it in there. I can tell this jam is going to be loose. Look how loose this is.
Ah.
This is going to be loose, but that's all right.
That's okay. Well, I'm taking mine out. I don't know if you can see, but I'm straight up, straight over, and right on the towel. Straight up, straight over, and right on the towel.
All right, so mine said in. I can take them out now. The stand period has finished, so I'm going to just turn it off so it won't keep beeping at us. I'm gonna let them sit there for a minute while my toast comes up.
Oh, it's
Leona, I love that red jar lifter. You know how I am about red things.
Yes. Make sure that when you put them down that you're giving them a little bit of air space so that the air can circulate around it.
Yeah, this is going to be loose. I can tell. I have not used the powdered pectin in a while. I've used the liquid pectin most recently. Delicious.
But you know it, they're good. It's good on pancakes, waffles. Oh, ping, ping, ping. All right.
This is delicious. This is a tea towel I got from Debbie.
Oh, how cute.
I have an apron to go with it. I only get it out when I'm canning to cover things with.
Okay. And one more.
You know, I think we called the time-wise pretty good.
Okay.
Because we thought it would take about a couple of hours, to get this done.
Yeah. Almost right to the nose.
Yeah.
So you'll have about 9 minutes.
So now to finish up, what I do is when I get ready to get them out of the pot, I will take a cutting board, and I put this on top of the cutting board because then I can just slide it over into the corner so that I don't have to bother it. And to sit undisturbed that way. Oh, Leona's got hers all out. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So now I'm going to bring these out. As Miss Leona said, you bring them straight up. You don't tilt them. And did you hear the ping?
Yes, I did.
You want to listen for that. That's letting you know that they're sealing straight up. Don't worry about the water on the top. It'll evaporate.
Nope. Absolutely.
There's another one that's sealed. Straight up. And if it's loose, if it's too loose, you can make strawberry lemonade with it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on pancakes for strawberry syrup. Because when it's too loose, you can still use it. The problem comes in if it's too stiff. So I was making some strawberry jam once. And the book said you need to be at this temperature. So I bought me a thermometer so that I could tell when it was at the gelling stage and all that. And as I was stirring it, I could feel it getting stiffer. but it wasn't at the temperature that they said to have it at.
Ah.
So I kept, stirring it. Then I thought, okay, I'm just gonna stop. Girl, I canned that stuff up. It was so thick, it was like candy. I couldn't even get a spoon in it. Yes.
Oh.
So what I did was I just like set it aside, and when I wanted to like have strawberry syrup, I would get it out, scrape some out of the jar, put some water in it, and then use that to make strawberry syrup. So if you feel it and you think to yourself, okay, this is really starting to thicken up, trust your gut.
Yes. And test them with the spoon.
Yes. And like this one, when I got it out, I kept thinking, I like it to be a little loose. I kept thinking, this just feels a little too loose. But I thought, well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's a little loose, but I'm okay. It's still warm too.
Because once it cools off, especially once you open it and refrigerate it,
right, it's gonna
get a little thicker as well.
I'm taking you all over here. We're going over to the table. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. This is breakfast and lunch. I really like it.
I need to get this one in.
Yes, I put the other ones in too, so they could go.
I'm gonna have to add more water to this one, y'all. Of this taller.
Well, let's see who's here. Oh, Amy Lou is here, and she said hugs and love from Franklin, Indiana. And she said, looks delicious. Shelly family to yours. She said, thank you for sharing how to do this. It seems like a lot of work, but definitely worth it. Yes, it is. And once you've done it the first time, it really isn't a lot of work. It really isn't. It goes very quickly. And so much so that I've just kind of gotten to the point that rather than buying it, take an hour or so and make time. And you can whip it up in the morning, have it for breakfast with your pancakes or with whatever it is that you're serving. Catherine Fraser said, stuff everywhere is her kitchen too.
Yeah. I just clean this up once we get done.
Oh, Zion's daughter asked a question. She said, if the jars don't seal, can the lid be used later, or does that mean the lid is bad?
The lid is bad.
Lid is bad.
Now, if you can use the lid later for, so like, let's say you're going to store something on your shelf like this. Let me show you.
I store rice, beans, all those kind of things in a jar with a lid, and those are fine. But if you want a good seal and you want a long-lasting seal, then you need another one. Go ahead.
You can put them on a jar like this that you're going to vacuum seal, but not to can. And then you can vacuum seal it with a thing like this.
I've got mine. I think it's in them. I didn't bring it out. You have yours? I can go get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can vacuum seal it with the thing like this. You put this on. So you can use those old lids. Put them on and then use this.
Especially if you're doing something like rice or beans.
Exactly. But once you've used your lids, you can't use them again to can, but you can use them for other things. So
right.
Miss Homestead Hart was showing the other day, she's got some kind of little device that she uses that when she gets the lid off, it just kind of lifts it up a little bit so that it doesn't damage it, so that she can use it for vacuum sealing and things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah.
Um,
Fill jars. Jars are done.
Gail Luker said, thank you. She said she's sure her batch would go as fast as well. And Catherine, of course, I told you, Catherine said she likes the idea of the pepper.
Oh, wait.
That's a new idea.
I forgot to see how long we process for pint jars.
For what kind of jars?
A pint jar, because we got half pints.
I think it's still 10 minutes, isn't it?
You know what? It might still be 10 minutes.
I think it's still 10 minutes.
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next. There.
And
So now that one's on.
Gail said this has been so useful and motivating. And Michelle's here.
See how I vacuum sealed that on? Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle from My Everyday
Michelle
Lifestyle.
Nelson. Michelle Nelson.
Mm-hmm. Hey, good to have you here.
And Michelle, you're never late. You're just right on time.
No, you're never late.
Arctic Cat said we remind her of one of her middle school, junior high home ec teachers. She was a beautiful soul and shared experience and know-how. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
We appreciate that.
Catherine's funny. Catherine said when we had the blenders, she said we had the dueling blenders. How fun.
Well, I tried it, Leona. I've not tried that blender like that, and it does work pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might have used too many strawberries and not enough sugar.
Okay.
You know, I didn't measure out my 5 cups.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured I had 5 cups because it said about 3 pounds of strawberries. So I had about 3 pounds, but look big.
Well, Sheila Norris said that she always makes strawberry jam, but she never heard of the pepper jam, black pepper jam. Well, to be honest with you, we had neither, and I can't remember who it was on. Of course, it's in our book, but somebody.
Some of the variations in our book.
Yeah, but somebody on one of the Wednesday night shows was talking about it, and we thought, oh, that sounds good, and asked her about it. So we started looking it up and doing some research. Now, Psalms 146 says she's making a bread pudding.
Oh, I love bread pudding.
I'm thinking after you get that bread pudding, it's nice and hot, drizzle a little bit of this strawberry jam on top. Ooh. Ocean Blue Waves, yes, you will be able to watch the live later. So don't worry, it'll be right there on our channels, on both of our channels. I'm Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Miss Denise is Homemaking with Denise. And you can't go to the Modern Home Economists, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
We're still trying to get that all set up. We haven't gotten there yet.
But just for a second, so like I got mine, I put mine on a cutting board. So now I can just move this cutting board over here against the wall, and then I can let it sit there for the next 12 to 24 hours, and it's not going to wait. Sorry to interrupt you, but
That's okay. I'm just kind of going through talking to some of the people who have been here with us. Christina, of course, was with us early on, and that's been a lot of fun. Michelle was here. Let's see Carrie Lee is here. She said her grandmother and mom made pepper jam.
Okay.
And Catherine said she learned that the spoon dripping test is called threading. I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that term, threading.
Oh, I hadn't either.
Catherine, thank you. That's a new big A word for canning. We'll have to get at that. Sunday Joy said she's never thought to add black pepper, but it sounds so good. Well, let me tell you.
It was really good. I made it once before, and when I was tasting the tasting it this way, it tastes pretty good.
Yeah. And Susie said she did jalapeno strawberry jam, and she said it's delicious. Now, Susie, is the jalapeno jam very spicy? That's something to think about, because I even wondered with the black pepper if it would be spicy, but it's not. It just kind of brings out that strawberry flavor.
Come here, babe.
Gail's asking, why does refrigeration spoil sooner than the shelf storage? Well, that's because it's not sealed. It's not sealed. And you're just sitting it in there. Once you put it in a refrigerator, it's kind of temporary. And whereas when you have a solid vacuum seal, which it would be for shelf storage, then it's going to last much longer. Let's see. Susie. Oh, okay. She says she's late. Maybe the jars didn't seal in the canner. I think Gail was talking about just if she had. I think it was Gail earlier who had talked about the. Whoops, that's mine. Hold on. I thought that was you. I thought you were whistling over there.
No, my second jar is in. It's preheating for processing because it had to warm up some more. But I have to tell you guys, this was so much fun. Now, I did everything wrong because it was definitely the Lucy and Ethel show, because one of the big important things for live streaming is you're not supposed to leave the screen. How many times have I left the screen to go get this, to go get that? I was asking my husband to do this or to do that. But that's just part of it, because we are real people here. We are not like actors or anything like that. We are just ourselves in our kitchen. And like Hillary says, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Well, sometimes we got some splaining to do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Mariah just finished making a red velvet cake with cream cheese icing. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that sounds wonderful. Mm-hmm. Susie says she left out the seeds, but it will be spicier if you leave in the seeds.
The seeds for the jalapeno?
For the jalapeno. She said if you take the seeds out, and take that little rib out, it's not that spicy. She says she's a little wimpy when it comes to spice, so you can regulate it in the way your family likes it. So Mariah says she's going to be making jam soon. Sheila said that she does a pineapple jalapeno jam. And she said, it's good. It is a little spicy, but it's good. Wow, Miss Denise, nice and clean.
Yeah, I want you guys to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wonderful.
Now, I still got a little bit right here, and so I'm going to put some more on that. But
yeah. All right.
Help you to...
So if you have any more questions, let us know. And Miss Denise is finishing up her second batch. Her second batch is going for its 10 minutes. My second batch, that whistle that you heard, the little song, that was the end of the second batch's 10-minute processing. So it needs about 5 more minutes before I can take the jars out. But what fun, Miss Denise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This has really been a great time. And for those of you who did come in a little bit later for a Saturday, we had a very interesting start to our afternoon. We had some technical difficulties. We were switching things up because, I don't know, we've been having issues with sound, even on Wednesday night. And I'm thinking now maybe I need to use the iPad instead of using my computer. I don't know what's going on with the sound, but something's going on with the sound. But anyway, we had sound issues. We had me for a change, and Miss Denise couldn't hear her at all. Then we get Miss Denise.
Well, you know what I discovered? When I plug that microphone in, you can't hear me. It does something. When I looked at the information, it said the iPad is not set up to use an external mic. So I couldn't attach a mic to to that. So
Okay. Well, Susie said that she's been thinking about getting a steam canner because the water bath canner gets a little heavy to empty. So do
yes,
either one of us have one? Now
I
yours
do
isn't
not.
steam, but yours is
No,
easy to empty.
this. Let me show you what mine can do. So now keep in mind that my kitchen's a hot mess.
They're not looking.
Okay. Yeah, don't look. So right here,
There we go. You can see the spigot.
I have that little spigot
Oh,
right there,
uh-huh.
and I can just turn that open, and then the water drains out. The water drains out to like about this much, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can just dump the rest of it out.
Empty it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what I do sometimes is that I'll use that hot water that's in there
Mm-hmm.
to wash dishes with.
Me too. Me too.
So
So
yeah.
that's a great idea. Great idea.
But
So
now steam canning, now Lisa Sutton on Sutton's Day, she has a
yes.
steam canner.
Yes.
And I've heard people talk about it, but I don't know. I don't have science for it. I don't know about it.
I don't know either. I don't know much. In fact, I think it's pretty new. And I think
Yeah.
probably because of the fact that everybody's dealing with the heavy container of hot water. That's another reason. So, but I like yours because I like the spigot that you can just take the water out. That makes it so convenient.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still working on that pressure canner because, I'm afraid of pressure cookers and
You
I'm
know,
trying to learn.
do you want me to show mine?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
If you have it close.
I got it right here. Because I had
Okay.
it yesterday. I got it completely put away yet.
For those of you who are just coming in, Miss Denise and I baked bread just for the show so that we would have fresh bread.
Now, this is, I'm going to set this back just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Because it's close, too close. So this is the All-American pressure canner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got little pressure gauge and all that. But, like I had it for 2 years before I even took it out of the box. Because I was just afraid to try it. And then last year, I made a couple things and haven't tried it since. But now this week, I made 2 things. On Sunday, I made chicken soup. And then Monday, or yesterday, I did the green beans.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my cousin was pressure cooking some greens. And this was like, I must have been in middle school. And the thing exploded, had greens all over the ceiling. So I was afraid to try pressure cooking. But with this, the way it fits together, it can't come apart.
Okay.
So, like, it's got, like, right here, you can see this, like, little lever there.
Yeah.
So it's got several of those on there. So when
So it locks in.
I click it,
Mm-hmm.
it locks in. Like it locks in, like right here.
Okay. Okay.
See, it's underneath that. It locks in right there.
Okay.
So it can't like come apart because this is keeping it from coming apart. And then I've learned, you let it depressurize on its own. You just, once your 10 minutes or whatever, your 25 or 90 minutes is up, you just turn it off, let it go down to 0. Once that's 0, take the little weight off, wait 2 minutes, and then you unlock it. So, you got the waiting process just like we do with other things.
Yeah.
So far, I'm trying to get there, but that was my August goal. When we did our homemaking goals for August, it was like, okay, I've got to learn how to do this because,
I know. I'll get there. I just, like I said, my mother had one of those accidents with a pressure cooker, but it didn't scare her away because eventually she learned how to use it, and she pressure canned everything. Our pressure, because you had the old fashioned, pressure cookers, and she used that thing all the time, and so I'm just a little leery of getting started with it because all I could envision is the food all over the ceiling.
Right, right. And that, I think that
Mm-hmm.
was why I hesitated for so long too.
Mm-hmm.
But today's technology is much improved. So
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. I'm not gonna say they're cheap because they are not. It took
No,
me.
they're not.
I saved up for this one for about a
Mm-hmm.
year, and I might have
Mm-hmm.
even used some birthday money
Mm-hmm.
to help
Mm-hmm.
get it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I certainly haven't canned enough stuff that I could say I paid for it yet. But
Right.
I want to like try to do chicken and some other things. So I'm excited to learn. But see, and like I used your bread recipe to
Mm-hmm.
make this bread, and it was a lot easier than I thought. Girl, you would have thought it
Mm-hmm.
was gonna blow up because after the first 2 hours, and then I think I put the milk in all too quickly because it was real
Mm-hmm.
wet. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
shaggy, it was
Mm-hmm.
wet. But I
That's
thought, okay,
okay.
we're gonna have to. I should have added more flour to it, and I
Just
didn't.
a sprinkle, but that's okay.
Yeah, and then I made the bowl and put it in a bowl and let it
Mm-hmm.
rise for the second time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was the second rise, and then you put it
Into the Dutch oven.
into the Dutch oven.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I put the parchment paper into the bowl for the second
Mm-hmm.
rise, I only put in one long piece. When I
Yeah.
realized I should have put in a piece, so when I lifted it out, the
Oh,
whole thing was.
okay.
So then I took it back out, put in another piece of parchment paper, dropped it back in, then picked it up and put it into
The Dutch oven.
yes, and put it into the
Yeah.
Dutch oven, and it turned out nicely. It turned
Yes.
out nicely.
Yeah. And the more you do it, I tell you what, I've done 2 loaves this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a matter, you put it together very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just a thought, if you think you might want it, go ahead and put everything in the plastic bowl except the liquid, and shake it up, put it all together, just put a top on it. And then that way, when you're ready to put it all together, and that's what I did with the one I did earlier. And then I just added the milk to it, and did the stirring, and it was ready to go in no time. So that makes it a lot more convenient. So, fun in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, Miss Denise, but it has been 2 hours that has been absolutely great.
It's been fun. It has
It
been fun.
has.
We'll have to do this again.
We will between now and Christmas, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly been a great time, and I hope everyone has enjoyed themselves. We have certainly enjoyed themselves. If you know anyone who's interested in canning, or who thinks they might like to can, certainly send them to our channels, and let them watch the video as well. And we have other plans because August is not over yet.
No, it's not. And so we'll have to do some more cooking and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Things that don't necessarily take 3 hours.
Absolutely. We'll keep those short and sweet. But anyway, so I don't know about you. It's time for us to get our kitchens cleaned up, because I've got so 2 people who are lurking around the corner, and I'm surprised one hasn't dashed through here, but she hasn't. But she's been so good. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Have a blessed time, and we'll see you later. We're those small changes and small choices that we make build strong homes
and strong
families. Absolutely. God bless you all, and we'll see you Wednesday night at 7:45 for the Modern Home
Economist.
Economist. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.